A very beautiful morning to each one of you. Hello children, I Sakshi Singh welcome you on in today's English class. Well my dear students, as I told you in my previous live class that we are going to start with the punctuations today. But before we proceed to the topic that is punctuation, I would like to ask you one thing, okay? Like you can see that here one sentence is written. One sentence is written here. So an English professor, okay, there was an English professor, okay, he asked the students that to read this sentence. Now, if suppose in the layman's language, if you say a woman without her man is nothing, okay. So, and I asked them to punctuate them. Suppose it's a very, it's a very common thing. It's a very general thing also. All the boys, a woman without her man is nothing. All the females, a woman without her man is nothing. So, can you see the difference? That what is the magic of punctuation here? That in one sentence I have given, and just because of the punctuation it means different. Now let's take second one. Oh my God, please save the life of grandpa here. Let's eat grandpa. Now punctuate it. Let's eat grandpa. So now with these two examples, you must be wondering that what is so important here? My dear children, punctuations are very important. Why? I'll tell you. Suppose if punctuations are based on the logics. Okay, how it based on the logics? Listen. See, if you speak something, like if I'm saying that, how are you? Okay, through my tone, it would be very much clear that I'm asking about yourself. How are you? Or if I'm saying that, hooray, wow, through my tone, it means that I'm very happy, I am hurt. Isn't it? What? It means that I'm really sad. Okay. So, when you are writing in written English, how you are going to identify that which tone we are using, which emotion are we referring to, or you can say what will be our feeling. Okay. Like if I'll ask you, what is your name? Or if I'll ask you, what is your name? What is your name? See, one sentence but different tones. If suppose if someone's like, all of a sudden, if someone says that, gives me the news about something that which is unexpected. What? And if suppose if my friend got the chance, okay, to go to America. Oh, what? See, so this is the only difference. So when we speak something, our tone tells everything. Emotions, feelings, everything. But what is there when we write something? How you are going to, when you are writing something, how you are going to show that emotion and that feeling? Yes, you are absolutely right. Through punctuations. So punctuations are, it's just a logic and it's a symbols only, through which it tells our feeling, our emotion. Like here, it means like I have saved grandpa's life. See, let's eat grandpa. I put it here, comma, let's eat, pause, grandpa. Here, different person, different notions. A woman without her man, comma means pause, is nothing. A woman without her man is nothing. So, this is the difference. Well, my dear children, you can also see that there are 14 punctuations which we are going to deal with. And trust me, once you are done with this all 14 punctuations, you would be able to understand that. You know why? Punctuations help us in reading as well. Especially in literature, if you read something, not only literature, you can say, wherever, whatever you are reading in a newspaper also, wherever, it helps you to understand that a particular sentence, actually what does it mean and what emotion and feelings they are portraying. Okay, like you can say somewhere you can see comma, somewhere you can see dash, somewhere you can see hyphen, in single inverted commas, double inverted commas. So there are variations of things. And accordingly you read. Suppose if there is a sentence, you have comma, so you give a pause. Okay, don't just jump into the entire sentence. So there are 14 punctuations. First is full stop. We say it period also. Question mark, exclamation mark, comma, colon, semicolon, dash, hyphen, apostrophe, then quotation marks, brackets. See brackets, these all three are brackets. We say it brackets, but it has different name also. Let's see. This bracket, this is a square bracket. Okay. These are braces. This is also bracket, but this is we call braces, and it's like curly, so we call it curly bracket. This bracket is also bracket. This is parenthesis, and last is ellipsis. Okay, means 3 dots or 3 asterisks is ellipsis. Okay, so I hope that you are very well clear that actually what does punctuation means. Okay, so finally let's start. Let's start with the first set of punctuations. Full stop, question mark and exclamation and comma. In a sentence, if we find full stop, question mark and exclamation mark, it means it's the end of a sentence. Comma means a short pause. Now see, I have written here 3 sentences. See, if we have to speak that he is going to America, it's something like I am declaring, okay? He is going to America. Through my tone, I am very happy. He is going to America. So in a form of questioning. So now how, suppose if I have to write these 3 sentences in written form, how am I going to express it? Through these punctuations only. In the first one, full stop, because I am declaring something. In the second one is exclamation mark, means I am so happy. He is going to make a question mark because I am asking whether he is going to America, whether he is going to Canada. Okay. Now, this is a thing. See, full stop we also use where? With the abbreviations. Where you can say that it's expanded form. For an example, see BA, B.A, it's Bachelor of Arts. E.G, it's example, but actually we say it's exemplary gratia. It is Latin word. AM, PM, you all know that it's full form. I.E, it's idest, means in English we say status, it's also Latin word. ETC, it's etc. It is also Latin word, it's ETC, etc, etc. Means when we have a list and we say etc, etc. So these 3 Latin words cannot be written in uppercase. Okay? It will always be written in lowercase. And B.A and AM, PM, now in modern English, we write it like BA and AM and PM. Means without comma, without full stop, but in uppercase it will be. Okay. Now, question mark, you all know that. To ask a question, what is your name? Where are you going? And it's very simple and common also. Then exclamation mark, to show sudden feeling. Okay. Oh, ouch. Means sudden feeling. Okay. Where are you going? Somewhere it is, somewhere it's in the question mark. But what? Sudden feeling. So sweet of you. Suddenly you, suppose suddenly you are, means you are going to on a road and you saw a cat. Okay, kitten. So sweet. Wow. It's absolutely amazing. So that is what? Sudden feeling. Now let's start with the comma. Comma, we all know that when we want to separate the words, separate the things in a list or etc. Now see, to give a short pause, we all know that, okay, that wherever we have comma, we give short pauses. In this example only, I have written the examples of exclamation mark, so sweet, wow, because it's all separate one, okay. Comma always after an introductory adverb. We always use comma just after an introductory adverb. You can see. Arman, do one thing. Means after Arman is comma, I have to give a pause. Do one thing. I have a pen, a pencil and a mobile. Three things, separate things. So I need to separate it through comma. So I am giving proper pause. I have a pen, a pencil and a mobile. Now see, this comma, it is optional. Before and, it's up to us whether we use or we do not use. But mainly the comma before and is used as Harvard or Oxford comma. Just to remember, children. Harvard or Oxford comma. It is an adverb, an introductory adverb, because it is starting at the starting of the sentence. Unfortunately, he has lost the match. Finally, I got this mobile. So, after this, you will have to use comma. Okay? So, I hope that these 4 punctuations, it's clear to you. We have quotation marks. Quotation marks, we also say speech marks, inverted commas, colon and apostrophe. Okay, so let's start with the quotation marks. See, we have double inverted comma and we have single inverted comma. Single inverted comma, how? I told you. Okay, I will tell you. He said, I am your friend. He said, what he said. What did he say? It is his exact words, I am your friend. That's why it is under double inverted commas. Exact words. I, alphabet I, is my favorite letter. So because I am just putting emphasis on this, so that's a single inverted comma. He asked me, can you pronounce the word albeit? It means that, see, this is double inverted comma. Under double inverted comma, you can see single inverted. Okay, so it means that single inverted comma is what? Quote within quote. So basic difference is what? Single inverted comma means when you want to put emphasis on something, okay, and you can use single inverted comma. But double inverted comma means it's the exact words of someone, means quoted words. Just remember this, okay? Where at that place we use double inverted commas. Now, colon, you all know that to introduce quotation, to enumerate a list, to mention the time and ratio. So first we see to introduce quotation. See, we all know that generally we use this comma. After this it ends. Now the question is also whether we put full stop inside this double inverted comma or outside this double inverted comma. Either ways it's right. You know why? In here, inside it's USA. It's a difference of only USA and UK. Outside it's UK. Okay, and either ways it's right. Because we do Indian, we follow both. Okay, so now, so instead of comma we can also use colon. You know that? Yes. Never hurt anyone. Again, double inverted comma. I have many things. List. Books, pens, etc. etc. That's what it was. I have many things. Books, pens and etc. Apostrophe. It shows 2 things. Contraction and possession. Contraction means like we use the won't you means will not. Can't you, cannot. Didn't you, did not. I have, you are, ain't. So these are all what? Contractions. Possession shows possession. Rashmi's pen, apostrophe S. Boys hostel, Vikas mobile. Now see, in this you need to take care of few things, like if we need to put apostrophe before plural and where it ends with S, we will put the comma outside the S. It will not be like, you can also use either ways, but still generally we use like this. And when in any name, if it ends up with S at the end, it won't be like this. Vikas. Vikas, no, you cannot. It will be only Vikas. Apostrophe Vikas mobile. Boys hostel. Rashmi's pen. It shows possession. So again let's move to the next set of punctuation. Dash, hyphen, semicolon. Now see, dash is, so you can say dash, you can stretch it. Okay. Hyphen, it's a small one. Both the side means you can say either if you have words on this side or that side, both the sides you find space. But hyphen, no space at all. Okay. Semicolon. Now what are its uses? See, dash we use with a range of numbers, like you can see here 1 to 10. Okay. Date or time, like 1998 to 2002 means this is a range, 25th to 27th of July. Then abrupt change of thought means you are thinking and you are telling, then suddenly you realize that what are you talking about. See, we used to, like suppose if I am saying someone, we used to play together means like he was my best friend, we used to play together. Then suddenly I thought that why I am telling you this. But see, through tone we would be able to do that. But when we are writing, then we need to put dash here just to separate it because it's an abrupt thought. Hyphen, you can see join two or more words, that is we call it compound words, like sister-in-law, father-in-law. Okay, so these are all words what are compound words. Semicolon to give a pause. Now see, if I am saying I called him on 25th Monday, 28th Thursday, 30th then Saturday and so on. So according to this, I am calling that particular person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. But actually it's not. See the difference. Means only 3 days. Means I am calling it 25th, which is Monday, 28th, which is Thursday, 30th, which is Saturday, and then and so on. So I have used here. So these 3 are the dates with the dates. So if we do not put this, it means that I am calling a particular person on 6 days. So this is the only difference. Okay. So I request you all that please go through all these things. Okay, and note it down in your Fair Grammar notebook. So let's move to the last set of punctuations. Now we have dash, hyphen, semicolon. Now see, dash is, so you can say dash, you can stretch it. Okay, hyphen, it's a small one. Both the side means you can say either if you have words on this side or that side, both the sides you find space. But hyphen, no space at all. Okay. Semicolon. Now what are its uses? See, dash we use with a range of numbers, like you can see here 1 to 10. Okay. Date or time, like 1998 to 2002 means this is a range, 25th to 27th of July. Then abrupt change of thought means you are thinking and you are telling, then suddenly you realize that what are you talking about. See, we used to, like suppose if I am saying someone, we used to play together means like he was my best friend, we used to play together. Then suddenly I thought that why I am telling you this. But see, through tone we would be able to do that. But when we are writing, then we need to put dash here just to separate it because it's an abrupt thought. Hyphen, you can see join two or more words, that is we call it compound words, like sister-in-law, father-in-law. Okay, so these are all words what are compound words. Semicolon to give a pause. Now see, if I am saying I called him on 25th Monday, 28th Thursday, 30th then Saturday, and so on. So according to this, I am calling that particular person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. But actually it's not. See the difference. Means only 3 days. Means I am calling the 25th, which is Monday, 28th, which is Thursday, 30th, which is Saturday, and then and so on. So I have used here. So these 3 are the dates with the dates. So if we do not put this, it means that I am calling a particular person on 6 days. So this is the only difference. Okay. So I request you all that please go through all these things. Okay, and note it down in your Fair Grammar notebook. So let's move to the last set of punctuations.